Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It is your girl, Goddess of Love and Truth Reacts, coming to you guys with another video. So, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please be sure to subscribe. Click that bell notification for all so that you never miss an upload. That way you can support the channel and also like the video. That way you're supporting the channel as well as showing YouTube that I am getting viewers so they can show it to other people and promote the channel as well. And for you guys that are returning and already subscribers, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you guys coming back and watching the videos. Make sure that you are liking the video as well, sharing the video, and leaving your comments down in the comment section below. So today looks like, well, I don't know if it was today. I think it was yesterday or maybe today, but they doing a press conference today. Another one bites the dust. Okay. I wonder if Diddy is in there talking and snitching people out, but some executives at Abercrombie and Fitch have been arrested by the FBI in New York. Looks like they've been doing trafficking, sex trafficking of the people. So I don't know all the details about it, but if you bear with me, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into this press conference, and the FBI is going to give us all the details. So let's get into it. This picture here is the one of the pictures on my channel profile. I was on my I was on my Dubai. I was on my balcony in Dubai and the lights was just so pretty behind me, so I took a picture. All right, let's get into the video.
Good afternoon. I'm Breon Peace, the United States Attorney for the Eastern District of New York. Thank you all for joining us today. With me today are James Dennehy, Assistant Director in charge of the FBI's New York Field Office. We have Deputy Chief Carlos Ortiz, Commanding Officer of the NYPD Special Victims Unit. And we have my office's outstanding prosecution team, Aaron Reed, Megan Farrell, and Philip Pilmar. We're here today to announce the arrest and charging of 3 defendants. Former CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, Michael Jefferies, Matthew Smith, and James Jacobson, on charges of sex trafficking and engaging in interstate prostitution. Powerful individuals for too long have trafficked and abused for their own sexual pleasure young people with few resources in a dream of securing a successful career in fashion or entertainment. To anyone who thinks they can exploit and coerce others by using the so-called casting couch system, this case should serve as a warning. Prepare to trade that couch for a bed in federal prison.
Oh yeah, this definitely puts you in the mind of Diddy. I bet you they had something intertwined. I bet you they were working together.
The message from today's prosecution is clear. Sexually exploiting vulnerable human beings is a crime, and doing so by dangling dreams of a future in fashion or modeling or any other business is no different. My office and our law enforcement partners will always prioritize standing up for victims, no matter their gender, and no matter how powerful the wrongdoers think they are. We will hold them to account.
Yes, indeed.
As we allege in the indictment, between 1992 and 2014, Michael Jefferies was the chief executive officer of Abercrombie and Fitch. Abercrombie was a widely known clothing retailer with stores around the world. Aspiring fashion models knew that a place on one of Abercrombie's iconic ads could be the ticket to success in the modeling industry. But while Jefferies was the CEO of one of the most recognizable clothing retailers in the world, he was using his power, his wealth, and his influence to traffic men for his own sexual pleasure and that of his romantic partner, Matthew Smith.
Wow.
The charging documents describe in graphic and disturbing detail the violent and exploitive acts these defendants perpetrated, for which they will now face justice in a court here in the Eastern District of New York. So here's what's alleged in the indictment. Jefferies and Smith employed James Jacobson to act as a recruiter to find men. Jacobson engaged in, quote, tryouts with men across the world where he would typically pay them to engage in sex acts with him. Following the tryouts with Jacobson, Smith would often then personally approve whether the men who were selected would meet Jefferies and Smith. The defendants would fly the selected men to Jefferies and Smith's homes in the Hamptons in New York City or to hotels around the world in such places as England, France, Italy, Morocco, and St. Bart's for the purpose.
Wow, if that don't sound like the same stuff Diddy was doing in the same places, wow.
Of attending events to engage in commercial sex. But beyond simply hiring men for sex, Jefferies, Smith, and Jacobson used force, fraud, and coercion to traffic those men for their own sexual gratification. For example, as alleged, the defendants employed a referral system and an interview process that did not inform the men of the details of the sex events before they attended, including the full extent and nature of the sexual activity that would be required of the men at these events. They caused the men to believe that attending these sex events could yield modeling opportunities with Abercrombie or otherwise benefit their careers. Smith and Jefferies employed a secret staff to operate these sex events. The staff ensured that the men signed non-disclosure agreements and handed over their personal items, such as their phones.
Wow. They two peas in the pod, him and Diddy. I bet you this is one of Diddy's business partners. Oh my God, I know y'all tired of me keep saying that, but wow. Look at the similarities of everything that was going on. He didn't call his party freak-offs, but he had sex parties as well. Wow.
Before the start of the events to maintain the secrecy of these events. The defendants caused the men to believe that not complying with requests for certain acts, sex acts during the events, could harm their careers. The defendants pressured the men to consume alcohol, Viagra, and muscle relaxants known as poppers during the sex events. And they required the presence of staff during the sexual activity and ensured that the men did not leave the sex events until Jefferies and Smith decided that the sessions were over. Also, as alleged, on more than one occasion, Jefferies and Smith either directed others to inject or personally injected men with an erection-inducing substance for the purpose of causing the men to engage in sex acts the men were incapable of engaging in or unwilling to engage in. Additionally, the indictment alleges on more than one occasion when men did not or could not consent, violated the bodily integrity of these men by subjecting them or continuing to subject them to invasive sexual and violent contact by body parts and other objects. As alleged in the indictment, Jefferies, Smith, and Jacobson didn't just carry this activity on for a couple of occasions. Their sex trafficking and prostitution enterprise lasted at least from the end of 2008 until early 2015. During that period, the defendants hired dozens of men and transported them to New York and around the globe. They spent millions of dollars on a massive infrastructure to support this operation and maintain its secrecy. This included hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash for commercial sex, prolific amounts of money for staff to run the sex events, money for domestic travel, international travel, hotel rooms, services from a security company, and Jacobson's salary, among other things. Now, this investigation remains ongoing. Although there are 15 John Does identified as victims in this indictment, this interstate prostitution venture encompassed dozens and dozens of men. And I encourage anyone with information about this case, including anyone who was a victim of the defendant's alleged crimes, to contact the FBI. 1-800-CALL-FBI. Now, I want to thank the victims who have already come forward for sharing their stories. Prosecutions like this are really impossible without the bravery of victims who are willing to report what happened to them to law enforcement. This office, the Department of Justice, and its law enforcement partners will continue to work tirelessly to protect victims from powerful individuals who use their wealth and their influence to exploit and harm others for sexual gratification. In addition to my team, I'd like to give special thanks to FBI Special Agent Amanda Young and NYPD Detectives Paul Byrne and Antonio Pagan, who have worked hard on this investigation in the pursuit of justice. I'll now turn it over to FBI Assistant Director in Charge, Dennehy.
Thank you, Breon. Good afternoon. I'm Jim Dennehy, Assistant Director in Charge of the FBI's New York Field Office. Today's indictment highlights the abhorrent behavior of Michael Jefferies, Matthew Smith, and James Jacobson. What's alleged in the indictment is not only beyond disturbing, dishonorable, and disgraceful, but simply put, it's criminal. In short, these individuals are charged with running a prostitution and international sex trafficking business using a combination of force, fraud, and coercion to induce victims into participating in their illegal operations. The alleged behavior occurred here in New York City and in multiple countries worldwide. The defendants allegedly preyed on the hopes and dreams of their victims by exploiting, abusing, and silencing them to fulfill their own desires with insidious secret intentions. Despite the alleged efforts of Jefferies, Smith, and Jacobson to conceal their crimes, efforts that included threatening victims and requiring them to sign non-disclosure agreements, among other things, their plan failed. This case is yet another example of individuals using their wealth, power, or reputation to manipulate and control others for their own personal interests. I'd like to speak for a second to the victims in this case and others, both those who have come forward and those we believe are still out there. The FBI and our partners make it our mission to prioritize those who have been victimized by sexual predators. We know victims come from all walks of life. They're our neighbors, our friends, and members of our community. We won't allow these criminal acts to go unchecked. We know our agency, however, cannot combat this threat alone, and we remain committed to investigating and bringing these cases forward to prosecution with our partners. We have dedicated teams ready to listen to you and to advocate for you and we have victim specialists available to provide the necessary resources you need. If you or someone you know is a victim in this case or any other, the number to call is 1-800-CALL-FBI or online at tips.fbi.gov. We are committed to ensuring you not only get the assistance you need to cope, but also that you're aware of your rights. I'd like to thank the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, Breon Peace, and the members of EDNY's Civil Rights Section and Long Island Division's Criminal Section. I'd also like to thank the NYPD's Detective Bureau and its Specialty Enforcement Division and Special Victims Division, as well as the FBI's Miami and Milwaukee field offices. And also, I'd like to thank the dedicated investigators and personnel from the FBI, NYPD, Child Exploitation, Human Trafficking Task Force. Once again, we are waiting to hear from you, and we're here to help you. The number to call is 1-800-CALL-FBI. Thank you. And now I'd like to turn it over to Deputy Chief Ortiz.
All right, guys, we're going to end it there. Y'all got the gist of it. If you want to watch the rest of it, this is on Live Now Fox. So you see it down there at the bottom. Live Now News, sorry. But yeah, if y'all want to watch the rest of it, go ahead and check it out. But yeah, this is the same stuff, same mess that P. Diddy was doing. Yep, same stuff, same mess, like I said, that P. Diddy was doing. I bet you they probably have some ties in what was going on. I'm sure that they was probably working together. And if anybody has been a victim or anything, make sure y'all call that number that they gave you. If you are a victim anywhere, even if it wasn't to them, please be in touch with the law enforcement. You know, you do have help. There are resources out there to help you guys. Like, this has to stop. And my prayers go out to all of the victims. We reporting on this stuff because, I mean, yes, it's crazy or whatever. And a lot of the stuff you would never think that it would happen, but it is some serious things that are going on, you know. So if anybody is a victim or you know anyone that's a victim, make sure you have them to reach out to your local law enforcement and get some help. There are resources. So I just wanted to bring this to you guys' attention, that another one has bit the dust. Pretty much the same charges as P. Diddy, both in New York. I'm just waiting to see if they're going to tie them together. All right, you guys, thank you again for watching. This picture here is another picture there in Dubai. We was at the beach, chilling at the beach. I had my swimsuit on under my little outfit. But thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure, again, you subscribe to the channel. Click that bell notification for all so that you never miss an upload. Like the video, share the video, and leave your comments down below in the comment section. And before we go, like we always say, love, peace, and hair grease. Smooches. Mwah. Bye-bye. Thank you guys again for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.